Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for joining me. This is the London Open. My name is Russell Shaw, Senior Market Specialist at FXCM, and my email address is rshaw@fxcm.com. Today being Tuesday, the 19th of October 2021. Just going to bring up a high-risk investment warning. I'll keep this on screen for a few moments. Good morning, Zanetta and Raymond. Nice to have you on the webinar as always. And I'm just going to bring up our market commentaries disclaimer. There won't be a US Open today. There wasn't one yesterday. There won't be one today, but we'll get back to normal tomorrow. So I was thinking we'll do a scalp. We'll do a scalp in the London Open, see if we can find an opportunity just to use the scalping method that we've developed. And references FXCM market scopes, where we're predominantly going to be spending our time. Forex Factor and Trading View, well, I'll just bring up Forex Factor just to let you know that we do have Government Bailey speaking. This, I'm not sure this is going to be particularly market moving. So this is going to be at 5 minutes past 2 my time, 5 minutes past 1 at UK time, but it's just a welcoming remarks. So I don't think that's. But then we'll just keep an eye on what the FOMC meters, FOMC speakers, I beg your pardon, are referring to. All right, let's go ahead. Just bring up the scalping. Here's my email address. Again, if anybody wants to get a hold of me, I'm just going to delete that. I'm going to bring up our scalping layout, and then we'll see if we can find some opportunities here. All right, let's perhaps just start off with the DAX and see what we have here. In zone 3 on our 1 hour. And it's just pushed into the lower quintile here. I'll come back to this in a moment. Let's just see a few of the others. We'll go through some of the currencies. Just go through the Euro US dollar first. So Euro US dollar it's had a really good last few hours. You can see we're above R2. Take a look at this on a daily. Very strong momentum on the fast stochastic on the daily. Okay, so let's just see if there's a pullback through to our 30 here, or if the stochastic pushes into the 80. So we'll just keep an eye on this. And let's take a look at a few of the others. Let's go through to cable. All right, let's go through the hourly. All right, so we do have the R2 resistance above us, which may be influencing. We are in zone 1. Let's take a look at the daily. The daily is looking terrific for cable. And let's just take a look at this area here and this area here. Okay, so these are the keys. So we've got Euro US dollar, we've got pound US dollar. Let's take a look at a few of the others. Go through to Australian dollar. Also having an influence here at the R2. we've actually got the pullback here. And let's just zoom in. All right, so in terms of the Aussie, here's the reference candle. And here is the line in the sand. And just understanding that there's an R2 resistance just above us, which seems to be influencing. Okay, Zanetta is just looking at the US dollar Japanese yen. We certainly can take a look at that. We've got another 50 seconds here. Let's just go back to euro and see how the euro's pound. Going back to Aussie, we're pretty close here. Let's take a look at the loonie as well. So we've all got the pairs that are appreciating have R2 as a resistance. Here the loonie's putting down, it's got support underneath it. It's very strong. Just take a look at US dollar Japanese yen. Okay, so it's in zone 3. A little bit of ambiguity here. Well, it is moving down. Let's take a look at US dollar loonie again. Going back to US dollar loonie, this theoretically has given a signal for this candle here. So I'll just run through the signals. Here's the reference, and here's the line in the sand, right? So it's just given. Just at the support level here. Just got these severe pivot influences at the moment, which seem to be impacting currencies. Let's take a look at euro again. We'll just put a line in the sand here. Let's take a look at cable again. And I'm just going to go through to DAX. So DAX is in no man's land at the moment. Take a look at the FTSE. It's also in no man's land. This candle is not complete. So it's actually, this is the last complete. It's in zone 2. So we're going to have to give that one a miss too. Going back to the loonie. Here's the next candle. How are we doing here? All right, nothing sort of shouting at the moment. Going back to Euro. And we're going to 3 minutes 55 just to see if we can take out this this point over here. Support level in this loonie is pretty strong. So in the 5 minutes you can see it, but it's actually the hourly sort of support right underneath us here at this S1. Sorry, the S2. I'm begging your pardon. Another 155. 110. Another 35 seconds here. All right, so we're just going to watch the stochastic here for cable. Okay, so it's hitting the 80 level, which is one of the triggers. So we just want to make sure that it stays in the 80 level. So this is a potential now. So we finally got it. We're finally getting some potentials. This, we can take this one out. But this, it's not because this is still an active candle. Okay, we haven't closed above 80, so it's still, there's still a question whether we are in the 80 level or not. So we're just going to hold back on this for one moment. Let's just take a look at the Aussie. The Aussie here is so the other trigger is a pullback, okay, which was met over here, but it just hasn't had the legs to take out the line in the sand. So at the moment, cable's sort of the front runner, and we'll see if perhaps if that doesn't give us a signal, perhaps Aussie pulls back and gives us another setup over here. But we won't look at the Aussie again. Just take a look at Euro. And this is a methodology that we've been developing during the US Open. So if you guys like what you see, we won't have a US Open today, but everything shifts back to normal tomorrow. And so the problem here with the Euro is that we just don't have our stochastic in the 80 level. So we're just holding back at the moment. Just want to make sure that the 80 level is going to be hit, because if it's hit and if there's no sustaining of the 80 level, well, there's no momentum. You see, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get into these type of movements here, and that's when they hit the 80 level. So at the moment, we don't have that on Euro. Let's see if the cable pairing is doing any better. And you can see that the fact that it's not, remember I said, look, it's not complete. We don't know if we're really in the 80 level yet. And you can see it's straight. So this line of resistance here is impacting on it, but it's not really this line of resistance on the 5 minute that's hurting it. If you go to the hourly, it's the R2 level that's really impacting. So it's the longer term resistance that the shorter term guys are fighting against. But we'll keep an eye on this 80. We've got another 135 to go, and perhaps we do close above 80. If we close above 80, we will put on the trade, understanding that we've got this resistance right above us. So now it's pushed back in, and we'll we'll know in the next 1 minute 10 whether we are in the 80 level or not. Now, if we are in the 80 level, that still doesn't guarantee anything. That's why we'll need to use a stop. We'll need to use the money management, because if it hits the 80 level and drops out of it, we're going to get stopped out. So we'll keep an eye on that. It is in zone 1, and it's got a very strong fast stochastic on a daily. So the momentum certainly is there, but we've got this heavy resistance above us. So we've got another 34 seconds to see if we are going to maintain in the 80 level or not. Let's just see how the loonie is faring. It had that underlying support, and that's still holding. See, it's still holding. It's very strong at the moment. Going back to the, but by the way, take a look at the loonie's stochastic. We're getting very close to a point where I would suspect there's going to be a strong attack to the downside. But again, because this is the active candle, okay, this is not a closed stochastic, so we don't know if we're really under 20 or not. Let's just go back to cable, see if we are above 80. We are. It's not the greatest. Stochastics 81.13. We are above 80. Let's put on a trade. Buy and ask. Okay, buy and ask. We'll just risk 1% of this account, which is $180. Make it 10. Let's just see that loonie. We'll put it on, understanding that there's a resistance above us. So we'll put the stop in at 10 pips. We'll put in 155, which is giving us 176 risk. Buying at the ask. All right, so we've got the trade on. We're going to shift this from the ask side to the bid, which takes into account the spread. Okay, and now we're going to see if we can make some pips on this. And we're going to use the stop loss to get us out of the trade as quickly as possible, with hopefully just scalping some points. Or if it drops 10 pips, then we get stopped out here. So now it's really all about the momentum holding, and we'll just keep an eye on the stochastic, yeah. And we'll start getting that stop up as quickly as possible because we're really on the cusp of breaking down out of this 80. Just going to take a look at the loonie. So these levels, support level, the loonie, resistance level for the pound. We've got another 35 seconds here. See if we break down out of that wedge. All right, here's the next candle. And we're right in the middle of this resistance here. And you can see every time that cable hits that resistance, there's some sort of selling that comes in. Okay, now take a look at that stochastic. It's looking a little healthier. Okay. Still getting hit by this resistance above us. Okay, the bull's having another crack at it. Keep an eye on that stochastic. As long as the stochastic stays above 80, we've got a good probability, and it's only a probability, it's not a sure thing. But if it drops out of that 80 level, we've got to move the stock up fairly quickly. And you can see this is what we're dealing with, this R2 at the moment. The bull's having another crack at it, but there's a thick line of selling there. We've got another 2 minutes and 35. Okay, 155 now. Okay, 130. Still got this resistance influencing us. There's the hour. We're right on the R2. Another 57 seconds there. So there's the resistance. Another 30 seconds. Okay, here comes the next candle. Okay, so we'll stop moving this up now. Just pop it there for the time being. And we're right in this resistance area now. Here's the potential contra. We've got the potential contra right there. So if price closes below this level, there could be a correction against us. So we've pulled about 3 pips of risk out of it at the moment. Just want to take a look at that linear bearing. Just pull that support across and just go back to cable. Another 245, and then we'll see if we've got this the contra. Okay, so the contra reference candle, and then we'll keep a look and see if this is going to make another push reference candle over here. So let me bring in a this is the dynamic. So there's some selling here and there's some buying here, right? And one of these guys will win out. Another 2 minutes. So what we can do is we can just draw this in now. So there would be the reference candle. This would be condition 2-3. So now it's sort of getting a little nerve-wracking. So to keep an eye on this. Don't forget to keep an eye on this to see if we're dropping out of the 80 or not. Another 50 seconds. "30 seconds and we'll get the next candle." Get another 5 seconds here. Okay, now keep an eye on that stochastic. If we drop out of the 80, that means that our bar signals disappeared. We'll exit. So we'll use that as a second stop loss. So the bulls are having another crack at that resistance now. So now this dynamic's back in place. So this was the bearish reference candle, and now the bullish reference candle is threatening sort of right back, kind of over there. So there's a big battle going on here between bulls and the bears right at this resistance level. So if we get this reference candle completed here, then I'm going to push the stop right beneath here. And then we can start looking to activate the dynamic stop. So we've got another 2 minutes, 28 seconds. And we still got this resistance above us. So bulls now having a real crack at R2. And keep an eye on that stochastic. So it hasn't wavered yet. So that's a good sign. Another 1 minute, 20 seconds, and then hopefully we can start pulling some more risk out of the trade and we'll push the stop up. Another 25 seconds here. Okay, so let's get rid of that arrow and let's push this up to about there. All right, so how much risk have we got in here now? Okay, so we've only got 2 pips in roughly, which is far better from that 10 from that we had at the beginning. And we're going to be pretty aggressive now with our stop if we start putting away. So the bull's still having some difficulty here at the R2. Okay, so this is the next sort of level that we've got to beat. We're going to start locking in some profit now. Just want to see if we can beat this level. Okay, we pretty much break even now. So we've got all the risk out. We've now got a free trade on, so to speak. And we'll switch this now to dynamic. And see if we can start dragging the trail up. Okay, so now as price moves higher, we're moving the trail up aggressively. Okay, so this is the next level. Okay, so we're going to be even more aggressive here because we're starting to, now the scalp's sort of starting to yield some benefit. We look for about 3 to 10 in every scalp, so let's just lock in some more. And the stochastic's really doing its job well. So we're just trading at this R2 level. Another 40 seconds here. Let's see if we can survive or if we're going to get stopped out. 15 seconds here. Okay, we're going to lock in some more here. We'll put it just under that resistance. Kind of now continue with this. There we go. So we took out 5 pips on that. So it just kind of pushed, and this was perhaps a little tight. But anyways, that was the scalp. And then what you'd do is you'd look for the next opportunity and see if you could get in, and you'd use your scalp throughout the day, looking at either the pullback methodology or the momentum methodology. All right, so I think that's where we will conclude for today. Don't forget, this afternoon there's no US Open, but everything reverts back to normal tomorrow. Thanks very much for joining this morning. If there's any comments, go ahead, type those in. Thanks, Aneta. All right, nothing coming through, so we'll conclude here. Thanks very much, guys.